What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, and this is episode 13. So, today we'll be reviewing Barrell Armida. This is pretty cool bourbon. Got my hands on it a couple months back, just been slowly drinking it. Barrell is fairly new to the scene. They're gaining a lot of popularity. They have a ton of, I think they have like 8 different bourbons on their line, to include, I believe, a 15-year. It's called Barrell Silver Label, and it's like $250. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite one I've had thus far, and this is a blend of 3 different bourbons that are finished in pear brandy, rum, and Sicilian Amaro casks. So again, each bourbon that's within the blend is finished in those 3 separate flavors, and then they put them together to make this bourbon. But MSRP is about, I think I paid $86 for it. It's a little steep, for sure. But again, this is another craft distillery, so there are gonna be some craft distilleries a little bit on the high end, but I think this might be an MGP. I talked a little bit about MGPs, which is a Midwest grain product. So I think they get most of their distillate outsourced, and then they finish it in-house in the distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. But all right, let's go ahead and open it and talk about it. So this is 112.46 proof. So this is gonna be, from what I remember, it's pretty hot on the front end. You definitely feel the proof. The age and mash bill are actually undisclosed, but it looks at least to be, I would say, probably at least a 4-year. I don't think anything more than that, but I mean, some of these guys are doing, some really good finished products that are 2 years. So I would say at least a 4-year, and then obviously the mash bill is undisclosed. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and pour it, drink it, talk about it. And yeah, it's a really nice color, nice amber finish. So yeah, I think this is pretty decently matured bourbon, and for a blend, this is pretty fun. Considering it's finished in Jamaican rum cask, pear brandy, and then Amaro. It's an Italian Sicilian Amaro cask. So it's definitely sweet on the front end, and you definitely on the nose smell that pear, that fruit, very fruit heavy. It's not your typical bourbon where you'll have that caramel, toffee, nutmeg, that rye, smell. So again, this is really, really unique, and I think it's just based on the 3 finishes that they have. So again, this is definitely a crowd pleaser for sure. You definitely feel that 112 proof. It's pretty hot on the front end. It's a nice finish, but you definitely taste that fruit. It's very sweet, so I think that's where that brandy and that Sicilian Amaro cask finish will get you. I think, again, that Jamaican rum also. So again, this is definitely on the sweeter side, but it's not that sweet vanilla, toffee, caramel taste that you're usually used to. And obviously those are the flavors which I tend to lean towards, especially on some of the picks I've had thus far. But this is nice. I think this is a really good bourbon, really good pour. Second sip, yeah, I mean, that pear is super, super prevalent. This stuff is pretty easy to get. I'm seeing it everywhere, and they have abundance. Again, a lot of places will have their whole lineup, and I think their Dovetail is pretty popular. The Seagrass, which is a rye, it's kind of a Jefferson's Ocean with a rye twist to it, and it's pretty popular. But I think the Armida is probably their most popular item. Yeah, we'll rate it. I'll give it a 7. I think this is an excellent bourbon, great taste. It's a little bit different, and for a craft bourbon, I think it's definitely, one of the more competitive ones. And I think it's something that's, it's just a really good product overall. But kind of, how I factor in how I rate these, I also factor in the overall we'll say the value, obviously what you paid for it and what what I think it's worth. So if someone asks me, hey, do you think this is an $86 bourbon or $90 bourbon? Yeah, absolutely not. So I think that kind of hurt it a little bit in terms of how I'd rate it. I think I would definitely pay anywhere from $60 to $65 or less, but I think just it's a little steep on what they're asking for MSRP. But again, I have it, and I might buy another bottle when this runs out. But yeah, if you can get your hands on it, I definitely suggest you try it, especially if you're looking to explore some new flavors. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Appreciate you guys coming out, and we'll talk soon.